Welcome 3D students. In this video we're going to create the controls or the point helpers for the feet. And what this is going to do is allow us to lock the feet onto the floor and still rotate them. Now this method of setting up these foot controls is called reverse lock controlling. So let's get started. Let's go to the Create tab, make sure you have helper selected, and we're going to create a point helper. Make sure it has cross in a box. And then we're going to align this, Alt-A, align it to the IK chain on one of the feet. Make sure all these are checked. XYZ position, XYZ orientation, and pivot point. Click OK. And that can stay exactly like that. Only let's go ahead and change the color to that blue that we've been using. And let's name this one PTCTRL underscore R underscore leg. And then let's just take that one, hold down Shift and move a copy away, and change this one back to the green, and Alt-A align this one to the foot bone. And we're going to make this one a little bigger, so it's about the size of the top of the foot bone there. Now we're going to constrain this foot bone to this helper, but we're not going to leave it here. We're going to move it out in front, sort of where the toe might be of the foot if the foot was flat. It's going to go out in front here. So let's go to the left viewport by pushing L on the keyboard. And let's pick up that controller and put it down on the ground in front of the foot. Now if it bothers you that this is crooked like this, that's just too bad, because we need it to stay on the orientation of the foot. Now let's take this, let's change the name of this to point control R toe. And then let's click and drag a copy to the back of the foot. And let's name this one R foot. The orientation of this one can be changed. We can unrotate it a little bit, straighten it out. And then let's go ahead and copy these. Let's hit P and go to perspective view. Let's copy all three of these. Hold down Control to select all of them. And Shift, drag them over to the other foot and click OK. This one, we can simply Alt-A align to the IK solver and change the name. This one, we should Alt-A align it to this foot bone and change its name. Remember, this is going to be, toe, but it's the left toe. And then let's hit L to go into the left viewport. And select that controller and move it down so it's on the ground, sort of opposite the other one. Let's return to the perspective view. Let's take this foot controller here and move it just behind the other foot. And change its name. Now we can straighten out these controllers a little bit. In fact, let's see if we can do that. I'm going to go to the top viewport. The way we do that is we need to go to the Hierarchy tab, which is this tab right here. Select Effect Object Only and get the Rotate tool, and now we can rotate this without rotating the pivot point. So I'm going to make sure that this is no longer rotated. or not quite as off as it was. Turn that off and do the same to this one. Affect object only. Go back to the perspective view and see if that looks better. Yeah. Okay, now let's link these controllers up. This is why it's called reverse lock, because we're going to link this one to this one and then this one to this one. Normally we would go the other way. So let's click here, get the link tool, and click and drag from here to here, and then click and drag from here to the foot controller, to the foot helper. Let's do the same thing on the other side. And when we move them, we move the foot controller, all the other controllers should come with it. That's what we want. Now let's constrain them. Select your IK solver and go to Animation, Constraints, Position Constraint, and constrain that to the leg helper. Select the foot bone, go to Animation, Constraints, Orientation Constraint, and constrain that to your toe helper. And if it snaps a little bit like that, don't worry, that's okay. It really shouldn't. And this one is not going to be constrained at all. But if we pick it up now, you can see we move. And if we rotate it, you can see it should rotate. Now let's do the same thing to the other side. Position constrain the helper to the IK chain to the helper, and then position constrain the foot bone to the toe controller. Orientation constrain the foot bone to the toe controller. And then check and see how it works. Now the big test is when we select the root bone and move our character down, the feet should stay planted to the floor. Just like that. Okay, so we now have all our solvers and helpers set up. They're all in their helpers layer. Let's check, see if they're all in there. They are. And the next series of videos, when we come back, we're going to create our control objects. And I'll see you then.